Is there life after death? Humanity has been fascinated by this issue for ages. What occurs when we pass away? Is there somewhere we can go? Exist ghosts or spirits? These enigmas captivate us, provoking countless discussions and conjectures. Every religion performs its own last rituals and has its own understanding of what happens after death. But it's still unclear what actually transpires. How can anyone believe that spirits and ghosts exist, or that they've had contact with the afterlife? Many times, these assertions leave additional questions unanswered. Our fascination with the nature of life beyond death never fades. We are captivated by the mysteries and the unexplained. Thus, we keep investigating, pondering, and asking questions on life after death. Because in the end, it's the mystery that keeps us engaged. Today's story is about an Indian paranormal investigator whose death became a mystery. The founder and CEO of the Indian Paranormal Society, who visited more than 6,000 haunted locations and investigated hauntings. Then how and why does his death become a mystery? Let's understand and dive into the story of Gaurav Tiwari, an ordinary man with an extraordinary story. He and his family had no connection to the supernatural. Gaurav's dream was to become a commercial pilot, and for that, he pursued his studies in America, far from his home in India. His goal was simple: get a job with an airline and live a good life. But fate had other plans. In 2007, while studying in Florida, USA, Gaurav rented a room in an apartment. He didn't believe in ghosts or spirits, but still found himself in a situation that defied his beliefs. Where in apartment, he experienced phenomena like poltergeists and heard disembodied whispers. Later, he shared those strange things with 4 other people. One of his flatmates also saw an apparition of a young girl. Soon after, all housemates reported hearing footsteps from the attic and seeing a translucent apparition of a young girl. The group vacated the house as they struggled to explain the goings on. But the paranormal had already seized Tiwari's imagination. Gaurav realized his room was cheap for a reason. It was rumored to be haunted. This revelation only intensified his curiosity and fear. Despite the eerie experiences, Gaurav chose not to flee. He decided to stay in the haunted house, facing his fears head-on. And that is the point our story begins. Night after night, the eerie sounds of laughter, footsteps, and unsettling presences filled his home. He felt as if someone was always there, watching him, sitting on his bed, even lying down next to him. He became consumed by these experiences, leaving his pilot studies behind. He said, "I don't want to be a pilot anymore." Now his new mission was to understanding the paranormal. Ignoring his family's disapproval, he delved into the study of paranormal activities. What was the truth behind these experiences? This question drove him. In 2009, a seismic shift occurred in Indian news media. Suddenly, serious news took a backseat, replaced by the paranormal. Gaurav, a researcher with a fascination for the supernatural, returned to Delhi from America. He had studied paranormal phenomena extensively, finding no such content in India. Coincidentally, his return coincided with a transformative period in Indian media. News channels began to stray from hard-hitting journalism. The pursuit of truth led them down a new, eerie path. Ghosts, spirits, and haunted places started dominating the airwaves. The competition was fierce. The viewership is needed. This trend created a strange wave across channels. The transformation was complete, marking a new era in Indian television. On the other hand, Gaurav, a paranormal researcher who returned to India after studying the subject abroad, found an ideal platform in India, where news channels were already reporting on haunted places and ghost sightings. Gaurav found that his research was in sync with what was being reported on the channels. Gaurav's journey has taken him to almost 6,000 haunted places worldwide, not just in India, but also in Australia, Britain, and the US of America. Gaurav Tiwari's exploration of the paranormal world has truly shone a light on the unexplained and the mysterious. He visited around 6,000 haunted places worldwide, seeking the truth about life after death. Armed with advanced technology, Gaurav uses gadgets like the Q machine and night vision cameras. These tools help him to detect and communicate with spirits, even in the dark. His journey has taken him to graveyards, cemeteries, abandoned houses, and other eerie locations. Each place holds its unique history and chilling encounters. Upon his return to India, Gaurav founded the Paranormal Society of India, becoming its president. His mission: to uncover the truth of life after death. Gaurav Tiwari's Ghostly World Tour is a thrilling blend of history, technology, and the supernatural. His adventures continue to captivate and chill us as he explores the mysteries of the afterlife. Now, he was a certified paranormal investigator. Not just that, he's also a certified UFO field investigator. Gaurav's work took him to many places. He appeared in numerous TV shows, including reality and horror shows. He even made his mark in the film industry, with roles in Indian films like Tango Charlie and 16 December. But his passion lay in exploring haunted places worldwide. His travels took him to Australia, where he had a unique idea. Gaurav wanted to understand the behavior of the dead. He pondered, what actions do the dead perform when they are alone? This curiosity was either a demand of his profession or a thought of his mind. Gaurav Tiwari's journey into the paranormal is a fascinating one. Despite nursing a leg wound from a recent accident, Gaurav presses on. His investigation in an Australian dead house can't wait. Where for that story? In the chilling cold, he steps into the eerie silence of a room filled with racks of bodies. The door closes behind him, leaving him alone in the darkness. Armed with only a torch and a thermal imaging camera, Gaurav lies on an empty chiller statue. The camera sees everything that the naked eye can't, piercing the gloom. Inside this chilling room, among the silent company of the departed, Gaurav seeks answers. Each moment is a test of his resolve and courage. His journey into darkness is a testament to his unwavering determination. The dead house holds its secrets, but Gaurav is undeterred, ready to uncover the truth. Gaurav was left alone in the dead house, his companions leaving him until morning. In this chilling environment, Gaurav was surrounded by the deceased. Above, below, to his right and left, he was the only living soul amidst the departed. On that mission, as the night wore on, he heard faint whispers, but nothing substantial enough to capture on camera. Despite the lack of tangible evidence, the experience was profound. When morning came, Gaurav emerged, chilled to the bone. His night in the dead house had not yielded significant findings, but the experience was unforgettable. Gaurav's this experience in the dead house was a unique journey. Alone among the departed, he sought answers from the silent, offering a glimpse into the unknown. In Australia, there's a place that sends chills down the spine of those who hear its name, the old Geelong Jail. This ancient prison is notorious for its eerie atmosphere and tales of ghostly apparitions. It's said to be one of the most haunted places in the country. After studying this place, Gaurav, driven by curiosity and a thirst for the unknown, decided to explore this haunted jail. He wanted to find out if the rumors were true or just mere whispers. Once inside, Gaurav found an empty yet hauntingly atmospheric jail. He captured the chilling corridors and cells with his camera, documenting every corner of this eerie place. Gaurav wasn't just there to take pictures. He challenged the unseen, inviting any spirits present to reveal themselves. He wanted to feel the presence of a soul, if there was one. After taking numerous photos, he returned home to review them. While examining the photos, a red light suddenly appeared. In the glow of this light, where we see was really horrifying. The corridor was empty when he took the picture. However, in the photographs, there is a black shadow. In the camera, shadow resembling a human figure. appear and disappear. These unsettling images sparked a wave of intrigue. Following the ghostly encounter, the idea arose to involve paranormal investigators. The aim was to explore such haunted locations further, adding a new angle to the story. These were some great experiences of an Indian paranormal investor, Gaurav Tiwari. How he dealt with the dark. Now it's time to unreveal his own mysterious story of death, which is still a mystery. Gaurav Tiwari continued his work, exploring the unknown, asking the question, do ghosts exist? His investigations left a mark on the world, stirring curiosity and fear alike. His quest for truth continues, one ghost hunt at a time. Gaurav's life has been significantly impacted by his unusual interests. He's constantly surrounded by the supernatural, and it's changed him. Gaurav spends his days exploring the unknown, delving into the world of spirits and the afterlife. He admits that his unique interests have made him different. He's not just an ordinary human being anymore. He's been transformed by his experiences. Gaurav often speaks of negative powers that disturb him. When asked what he meant, he described them as bad souls. What does it mean? This concept was initially confusing, but it's a significant part of Gaurav's life. Now, Gaurav and his team worked tirelessly, without any pride obstructing their mission. They were involved in various projects, including a reality show in Australia. But then, a twist of fate occurred. In 2015, Gaurav got married. However, the marriage was short-lived. By 2016, he was living in Delhi's Dwarka area with his wife, mother, and father. On the day, July 6th, Wednesday, was just another day for Gaurav, filled with his usual paranormal activities. But little did anyone know it would be his last. This is when Gaurav, our investigator, begins his work. He often reached home late at night, causing friction in his personal life. On 6th July, Gaurav left his house in Dwarka at 7:30 p.m. His destination, a haunted place in Janakpuri, Delhi, India. He was on a mission to uncover the truth about such haunted places. Gaurav didn't go alone. He had a team, and they all met at the haunted location. Together, they ventured into the darkness, seeking unknown powers. Once they reached Janakpuri, they got to work. Their investigation stretched into the early hours of 7th July. As the day changed, so did their understanding of the haunted place. After work, Gaurav returns home at 1:30 p.m., only to find himself in a disagreement with his wife. Exhausted, he falls asleep soon after. The next day, Thursday, July 7th, Gaurav wakes up between 7:30 and 8:00 a.m. His wife's anger has subsided overnight. Post-breakfast, Gaurav settles down with his laptop. He reviews his work from the previous night, checks emails, and sends out a few. Around 11 to 11:15 a.m., while the entire family is at home, Gaurav heads to the bathroom, where something happened. Suddenly, a sound of something falling echoes from the bathroom. Gaurav's wife rushes to check, but the door is locked from the inside. She calls out, but there was no response. It's like a normal day that suddenly turns into a nightmare. His wife was unconscious. Gaurav's parents struggle to open the bathroom door. After some time, inside they find a black mark on the floor and a similar strange mark on her neck. In panic, they call an ambulance. At the hospital, the doctor delivers the devastating news. They declared Gaurav dead on arrival. The police arrive, their focus on facts, not the supernatural. They search the house, calling in a forensic expert for the bathroom. At first glance, the police suggest suicide, but there's no evidence to support this. The bathroom lock was engaged, but no hanging clothes or other signs of suicide are found. Only a piece of cloth is discovered in the bathroom. But the man's body wasn't swinging as in typical hangings. It was lying on the floor. A normal day, a mysterious death, and a black mark. The investigation continues. A death shrouded in mystery. No signs of injury, yet a life abruptly ended. The police was puzzled. the family in disbelief. The police investigation reveals a fight the previous night. Yet the post-mortem report sheds no light on the cause of death. Instead, it suggests suicide. The family refuses to accept this conclusion. They question, how could it be suicide? The deceased had a fight, yes, but then slept peacefully. He woke up, had breakfast, and was even replying to emails minutes before his death. In his last email, he mentioned feeling overwhelmed. Was it work stress, depression, or something else? But this wasn't unusual. He often spoke of negative forces troubling him. So, was it suicide or a foul play? The mystery remains. The family seeks answers. The police continue their investigation, and we're left wondering about the unseen forces. That may have played a part in this tragic end. Gaurav's case leaves a void filled with unanswered questions. His family, friends, and experts demand justice and a thorough investigation. Gaurav's family raises genuine questions. Neither was he financially poor, nor was there any disease. So, there is no solid reason for suicide. They insist. Gaurav's routine was normal. He woke up, had breakfast, checked his laptop, sent mails. He was working on a book, a sign of his future plans. The police, however, insist it's a suicide, leaving the family perplexed. Why would he do such a thing? They ask. The police remain silent on this. Let's support Gaurav's family in their quest for truth. Their questions deserve answers. Their call for justice deserves to be heard. Stand with them. Demand a thorough investigation. Gaurav's death remains a mystery. The police, despite their efforts, couldn't find a concrete motive or reason. A theory emerged about a girl from the Paranormal Society who was close to Gaurav. Some speculated this relationship could be a factor. However, the suicide theory didn't add up. Gaurav had no pressure to marry, so if love was the issue, he could have wed. Gaurav's family refuses to accept suicide as the cause. They argue there's no solid reason for him to take his own life. This unexpected tragedy was a shock to us all. Gaurav was always smiling, always playing. His death shocked us all. Was it suicide or something more sinister? Gaurav spoke of harassment by negative forces. Could they be behind his death? It's hard to say. His demise raises many questions. Neither the police, the post-mortem report, nor other information could provide answers. His death remains a puzzle. Gaurav, a boy who left home to become a pilot, ended up searching for ghosts and spirits. His life and death became a riddle, stuck in the pursuit of the invisible.